start the sermon today by asking you to find a comfortable seated position, both feet on the floor, a straightish back if you can do that, but relaxed. You may close your eyes if you wish to, and we're going to take a few deep breaths, relaxing, focusing on this present moment. And if you bring your attention to the area of your heart, notice any physical sensations like the beating of the heart or your breath. In this meditation, the words we use and the images and the feelings are to invoke what is known as loving kindness towards oneself as well as to others. I'm going to have you recite phrases after me, and they're expressions with an intention of planting seeds of loving wishes that we plant in our hearts. We'll say 3 complete phrases. And so we begin with ourselves, because without loving ourselves, it's almost impossible to love another. I'll say a line, and you can say it after me if you choose to do so. May I be free from danger.
May I be free from danger.
May I be mentally happy.
May I be mentally happy.
May I be physically happy.
May I be physically happy.
May I have ease of well-being.
May I have ease of well-being.
The second time we say this is for someone whom we love. May you be free from danger.
May you be free from danger.
May you be mentally happy.
May you be mentally happy.
May you be physically happy.
May you be physically happy.
May you have ease of well-being.
May you have ease of well-being.
The third time, in this type of practice, what we do is a spiritual exercise that's pretty hard sometimes. We say this for someone with whom we have a resentment. This could be anyone who you might consider a difficult person in your life. It's said that the more we practice, the more your heart will open, first to the loved ones and friends, and you will find that you don't want to close your heart anymore. In this round, be aware that this meditation changes us and not the other person. So if you have that difficult person in mind, may you be free from danger. May you be mentally happy. May you be physically happy. May you have ease of well-being. Take a few breaths and release those phrases and return your awareness to the room. And when you are ready, open your eyes if you have them closed. When we think of being present, we often picture mindfulness, paying attention to this moment, to this breath. And presence is more than just attentiveness. It's also about recognizing the sacred, the larger web of connection, the divine otherness that is woven into our lives. Have you ever looked really deeply at a blade of grass or an insect crawling on the sidewalk? You might at first brush that away thinking it's just grass, it's just a bug. But if you're looking at that blade of grass, the lines in the veins become more prevalent as you really study it, really are with it. It's a super highway of life. And in a simple moment of recognition, it becomes the entire universe. Sharon Welsh, a senior fellow for the Institute of Humanist Studies and a member of the Unitarian Universalist Peace Ministry Network, states, "We cultivate hope by attending to the world with care and by choosing to act in ways that honor its beauty and complexity. The Buddhist awakening was a profound moment of noticing. Beneath a Bodhi tree, Buddha didn't transcend life. He really dove deeply into it. He paid attention to the interconnectedness of all things, the suffering, the beauty, the impermanence. And in that moment, he found freedom. Because when we are fully present, we too open ourselves to a deeper truth, that the divine is not somewhere else, out there, but right here, dancing in the ordinary. So presence in this sense is both noticing and being noticed by the sacred. In this season, our culture leads us to the commercial and superficial happiness. And we might learn better from shamanic traditions, where these leaders often pose questions of their people who find themselves dispirited or lost, wanting more of life in these holiday seasons. Their questions might sound like, when did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? When did you stop finding comfort in silence? Now, these may seem like really simple questions, and you can answer them just like that. But if we pause for a moment and really let them sink in, we might find that these questions aren't just about specific activities, but they each represent something. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop moving through life with joy and spontaneity? When did you stop singing? When did we lose our voice, our authenticity, or our song? When did you stop listening to the stories? When did we stop being curious? Stop seeing a narrative filled with meaning and wonder? When did we stop sitting in silence? When did we lose the courage to sit with ourselves and to find peace in stillness? These are Buddha's questions and teachings that we might need now more than ever. So I ask you, when did you stop? And what might it take for you to start again? I've found lately that many folks I encounter have lost touch with the practices of presence. It's a rush, a hurry in this season, and we are bombarded with messages of happiness. But there's more. We don't need just the sparkle or the consumption. We need the connection. Bodhi Day, like most all spiritual traditions, remind us that the greatest gift is not something we can buy, but the gift of being with family and friends and with oneself. Yet it's in the dancing and the singing and the storytelling and the silence that we connect with what truly matters in the moment. The Dalai Lama has a very famous quote that says, "There are only 2 days in the year that matter and that nothing can be done. One is yesterday, the other is tomorrow. Today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live." So what if we saw today as the gift? What if we noticed the unnoticed blessings already in our lives, a kind word, a sunrise, the laughter of children, the sound of your own breath? Because Buddha's awakening wasn't about escaping this world. It was about being fully present in it. It was about seeing that our lives are already whole, already full of abundant joy. I was very personally reminded in an unexpected way on Thursday. After a clergy meeting in Philadelphia, a few of us headed to lunch in Mount Airy. As I was crossing the last intersection before the restaurant, another car and mine met in a way neither of us intended, and there was no avoiding it. Crash, and my car went spinning. I had an acute attempt to be in the moment. One of those moments when you realize something has gone wrong and you weren't quite sure what, and now you have to take stock. Is everyone okay? Gratefully, very gratefully, the answer was yes. No one was hurt, no ambulance, no hospital, just 2 surprised drivers standing in the street together, both shaken, both immediately aware that it could have been so much worse, and both meeting the moment with relief and kindness. My car wasn't drivable, but even that felt small in comparison to what might have been. The other driver and I found ourselves saying the same things to one another. We're lucky, we're okay, cars can be fixed or replaced. And then came the next gift. My colleagues who I was meeting for lunch had full schedules, pastoral calls, meetings, and obligations, and none of them rushed off. They stayed for 5 hours, all afternoon, rearranging schedules, sat with me while reports were filed, waited with me while the tow truck eventually came after hours, made sure that I was grounded and fed and not alone. They stayed until everything was handled and I was steady enough to drive a rental car home from Philadelphia to tell Diana, who I had not even called, about the very unexpected day. There were so many small mercies woven into those hours, staying present to the moment rather than spiraling into fear, feeling surrounded by friends who embodied care without hesitation, remembering that my car that I loved is still just a thing, and things can be replaced. And noticing as the adrenaline wore off, that gratitude had quietly taken the place where worry might have been. It was a Bodhi Day reminder in the middle of an ordinary Thursday. Awakening isn't always about insight under a tree. Sometimes it's simply recognizing the gifts that were already there. I hope that as the holiday season comes around for you, you'll remember to celebrate Bodhi Day not with an accident, but with a noticing, awakening that is not a distant goal but a daily practice, to be present, to be awake, to notice the extraordinary in the ordinary, to find beauty in a blade of grass, to feel the joy in dancing, to feel the care of those around you, and to hear truth in silence. So this week I ask you and invite you to ask yourself, when did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? Being enchanted by stories, finding comfort in silence? Then lean in. Lean in toward reclaiming these as gifts. Dance in your kitchen. Sing in the shower. Share a story with a friend. Sit in silence for just a moment. Presence is not about perfection. It's about practice, about showing up for your life and discovering that the sacred has been there all along, waiting to meet you. May you find courage to notice, to awaken, and to dance toward your own enlightenment. May it be so.